People ask me all the time, Mr. Dockett, how do you get prototypes and canceled cars? I cannot find them anywhere. And today is the perfect example of how I always answer that question. And it's very, very simple. eBay is your best shot, and it's available to everyone, believe it or not. Most countries, it is available to everyone, and it is always safer to buy on eBay than it is to sell on eBay. I say that to everyone who has their doubts about buying on eBay, like, oh, I'm gonna get scammed. That's known for scammers. That's an antiquated misconception. Nobody believes in that nonsense anymore. Like when I sell like a piece of clothing on eBay, I'm like, man, I need to package this immaculately because the buyer could contrive of some reason why it came damaged, and bam, I'm out the money, you know? So it's definitely more difficult to sell than it is to buy. And this River Scott prototype in white here has been on eBay for the last year plus for like less than $40. You know, I think I've seen it for 20, maybe 25. I don't know if it's there right now because obviously I'm recording this in January. It's going to be released much later than that, but it has been on eBay for your purchase. It's not like people are clamoring to buy it, and there are quite a few of them out there in circulation, which of course does make it sound a little not as desirable as some, because I'll tell you, this one, you can't get it at all. You know, this one's uber rare. This one's also uber rare. This one, on the other hand, not so much. I know Epic Green Thunder has one, and it's a beautiful prototype. I mean, I love the pink in it, but yeah, that is my introduction to Prototype Prestige, episode 15. Welcome back, guys. But it's true, though. eBay, and that will lead you to additional places. You know, you establish a relationship with a seller, then they start showing you stuff before they list it, because that's what they like. They want to sell stuff quickly. They don't want to have to list it on eBay and go through the whole rigmarole of taking pictures and waiting and auctions and all that stuff. They want to sell it quick. So, you know, you start buying some stuff on eBay, you get to know a seller, they get to know you. Good stuff can happen. So that is my best advice for you guys looking to start your own prototype and canceled car collection. And I'm telling you, they are like stocks. You go out there and buy, I don't know, like let's give a good example, a Doug Crankle at your local Walmart. That's not really an investment. You know, sure, maybe in like a year or two, you can make $10 on eBay. Maybe if you're lucky. You get one of these right now, you sell it, you hold on to it for as long as you want, you're going to make a good profit. You're going to double or more your profit. How much you originally paid for it, that is. So, all right, we're going to dive right in. Now, you guys just saw the River Scott prototype that I have here in a haul video I did in January. And it is one of my favorites because of the fact it's really subtle, but I just love having these like really like minor difference prototypes as much as the big difference ones, but it does have a code up here. So these are called engineering prototypes because they're stamped and engraved with codes. This one is 349. So does that mean there's at least 349 River Scotts like this? Probably it does. And a good amount of them, of the engineering prototypes in general, you know, for certain cars leak out. Like a lot of, I don't know, some of those fan favorite ones that got canceled for whatever reason. Fireball Beach Rich, mix in a bunch of those with the code, got leaked out. This one, however, I got from a connection, I think on Taobao or Idlefish. I always like to say where I get these from because you guys ask. So this is one that, you know, is a little bit harder to get. You really got to know the right people. Like, you know, a really, really good friend of mine is actually from China, and she helped me get this. And sometimes, you know, you just got to get lucky with stuff like that. I'm so grateful to be in that position. But a couple other differences. You can see that this grill is black compared to a more gunmetal gray here on the release version. If we can get a good focus going, you can also tell that it's lacking the black outline around the eyes. And the mud, instead of being a little more cloudier and circular radial, it's way streakier on this prototype. That's a very easy distinction right there, you could see. Everything else, though, is pretty much the same, but you could definitely tell on the back, like way streakier. Here it's a little like more smudgier. Now moving on to this really common prototype, and by common, like by no means is it like peg warming common like Darla Vanderson or Matthew Trublimacrew or Lee Race or whatever. it may be, but in the prototype realm, this is definitely one of the easier ones to get. So you can tell that the tires are not painted, but they are the same. They have the treads there on the trim and the dots in the center. It looks like the engine is a little bit of a lighter gray. You could tell that that piece right there is a way lighter gray than they ended up doing. Main body is white. You could see clearly like the dents that they put in River's model over here. You could see a dent right there, which of course they do carry on. You could see it in that lighting right there onto the release version. What makes this one so cool are the pink fenders and runner board and all that. Just looks really wild and exotic, especially on like a character like River Scott. What's also cool is like the orange tinted windows. You can see there, they're definitely tinted orange or red. Very, very interesting. But yeah, this is a Chinese prototype, so a little different from some of the other ones we've seen lately, like Weedle Lee, who has, this plastic like windshield. Looks very much so like a real car. Like you could pass this as a Matchbox car because of the fact that it doesn't have, the eyes right there. But this, it's clearly part of the main metal body and therefore is not a Thailand car. Have they even done regular River Scott from Thailand? I don't even think so. They've done Heyday River Scott, so you could always argue because you don't see any decals and there's no structural differences between regular River Scott and Heyday River Scott. All right, that's enough with the jargon craziness. Here is one of the most prized possessions. I know I always say that, but that's just, goes to show how much I love my prototypes, because this one is very, very rare. I have not seen too many. I don't know if I've even seen one of these like it. It does have a code though, 014, so there's probably less of these. And of course it always evolves, so who knows? This technically could be like 200 in this initial run here. I'm not sure really how they do that numbering. It also has, some chips and whatnot. It has some character to it. It's got these almost like resin wheels here that are sandy colored. Interesting. The engine inside there is red, so you know that they definitely changed it since then. And the fenders are black, so it's kind of an inverted version almost of this, where the metal body is pink. Very cool. I love this guy. Again, just another super exotic prototype. But everything structurally is still there. You could feel the nails, like the dots that I'm running my fingers across. They feel sharper on the prototype than they ended up being on the die-cast. Maybe that's because of the matte finish versus the glossy finish on the prototype. Cool stuff. Yeah, guys, so let me know in the comment section below what prototypes you want to see me review in the future. This is my last of the pre-recorded Prototype Prestige episodes. I recorded 5 episodes 11 through 15, and since this is 15, they will have all posted by now, and I'll be looking for new suggestions. So let me know in the comments, guys. Obviously, I've always put prototypes in the background, and before I go, I want to shout out GetMeCollecitlbes. Definitely check out his eBay store if you're in need of any cheap cars. Very reasonably priced. He's got just about everything you could ask for. He answers for. Like, I could spend hours just scrolling through his eBay store, and sometimes I do. And before we close out, I also want to show you guys this really cool Junior Moon prototype. He actually cameoed in the last episode in the background. But yeah, it's kind of cool to have these together. I also have a Louise Nash prototype, which I will probably do a review on in the future. I think I even have like a Slim Hood prototype. So quite a few of the legends, but not all of them, sadly. I've seen some really cool prototypes out there that, like Radiator Springs Rides on Instagrams has. Oh my God, he has a phenomenal prototype collection. Probably the best out there. But all right, guys, thank you for watching this review of Sexy Pink River Scott. I will be back for another video soon. Bye now.